So my name is Benjamin Kariuki, and I'm a Noahide from Kenya. And my journey to become a Noahide began sometimes in the year 2005, 2006. I was brought up in a church, in a place where we used to worship thinking that we were Jews, at a place where we used to go and think that by worshiping an Hashem in that way, which looked more of Judaism, that you are to praise Hashem. It happened that my father, who used to live at that time at Narumoru, we received many Jewish guests in our home. And each of these Jewish people who came to our home were asking us this question: are you Jews? And based on our feelings and seeing, we thought we were Jews, but we are not. And when they went back to Israel, they sent us books, how to become a Jew. They sent us a Tanakh with English and the Jewish script. And my father used to compare the two books many times. He would compare the notes. He would call me as his firstborn son. We discussed the notes on these books. And it would happen that there would arise some challenges, especially on the book of Isaiah chapter 53. And also Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 14. And my father would say, well, I don't understand this, but I see there is a problem somewhere. And then so one day I told my father, if you get a chance to go to the synagogue or to a place where Jewish people worship, or meet a good rabbi, I may wish to see what the Jewish have to offer about what we do, whether it is right or wrong. And my father told me, it was on a Friday evening, I've never forgotten. He told me, I'll remember to do that, son. And it happened that one day, it was the year 2006, my father got fed up with being in church. And he told the church leaders that he doesn't want to be with them again. And he wrote a very good letter to them and resigned as the church elder and stayed at home running the books alone. And as this happened, I said, if people say that they have a key to heaven, as they claimed in that new book they have, that they have a way to go to heaven, that somebody has a key, I don't know, through Peter, such stories, I asked myself this: does Hashem work with the doors in heaven, that he will lock whom he wants and unlocks for whom he doesn't want? It really touched me so much that day. I told myself, from this truth, whether I go to become a Muslim or whatever, I have to know the truth. There is a book I was running called The Path of a Righteous Gentile, a book that was given to us by those who preceded leaving the church before us. So when I read this book written by Rabbi Kaplan, I would see that there's something different from what I know in my life. And one of the issues is that there is a code for Noahide. Like there are 7 mitzvot, there are 7 commandments that I don't know about. Though I knew about the 10, which I believe I just knew them by verbal mouth, but not from the heart, I was convicted that God, blessed be He, could not create the world and fail to have a way for everyone, a path for somebody. And so I logged into the internet. By that time I would know how to use a computer. So I logged into the internet and I went to the Chabad.org. This site kept popping up. And I subscribed to be receiving Torah portions, and also subscribed to be learning from them. And it happened that there was a rabbi online sometimes whom you'd ask a question and would respond. I would ask the rabbi a few questions here and there. And then when I would go back to the church before I could leave them forever, they would bring up some attitude saying that you are reading too much, Benjamin. By that time I was in university. You are reading too much, Benjamin. And people who read too much, they ask very many questions. Of course, I would ask many questions, but they will not answer. They refused to answer my questions. I asked about the virgin birth. Nobody answered me. I asked a question about Trinity. Nobody answered me. I was just told to believe. So I saw there is nothing I'm doing there, and I left. I said, whenever this path takes me, I'll go, whether bitter or whether good, I don't care. So I went, and I started learning through the Chabad.org. By that time, my father had decided to go and visit one of our friends in Kiambu, who is called Mr. Gishoro. And my father took me along. And when we went to this man, we found that he has a big library of books. And I immersed myself in learning more books and more stuff. I wanted to know what is happening, what is the true code. And he gave us the real book now, The Path of Righteous Gentile. Now a copy. We used to read the soft copy, now I got a hard copy. And a one copy of a divine code. Through these books, now with my father at home, we started arguing critically. And my father told me, son, we have been cornered. We have been following lies for all this time. I told him, Father, I'm not alone. I used to study with my friend Linus, who is my great friend. And he come and you see what correspondence running through him. And now I got even more deeper. I came to understand what is this oneness. So I had more interest. The year 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. Until now, the World Noahide community was formed in Jerusalem, where now I was enjoined with other great rabbis, Dr. Michael Schulman. There is another Dr. Rabbi Moshe Peretz, and there is also another great rabbi who is like the sage of the Bnei Noah, Dr. Rabbi Moshe Weiner, a great teacher. So through the scholarly work of these people and the book now that is called the volume 3 and the volume 4 now, which we have a copy, and the great support we got from these rabbis, we were able to establish a community of Bnei Noah in Kenya. Myself, by that time, I was still young, and now I had to move now to on life. After college, I got a job, I'm a teacher, and then I moved on and married. And the story started this way. When I was marrying, I had that challenge because the people who allowed me were all Christians. And so I identified one Christian girl who became my wife, and she's still my wife to date. And when I tried to tell her about Noahide Code, her interest was not about faith. She wanted the husband who is just understand of God, that's all. So after we are together now, I have children. The naming of the children I do. And I told her, every evening we'll be praying the way I do as a Noahide. And we don't eat blood, so we prepare the meal when you have any chicken or anything that has meat. We have to do it the right way. And she accepted. The days that have continued, and the reason why I'm not able to convert to Judaism is because my wife does not resonate properly with Noahide faith. But when the Judaism teaching comes up and she's there, she loves reasoning. And I don't know, I will be patient. I don't know how far Hashem may want me to be a Noahide. If a chance would come for me to convert to become a Jew, I will do it. Though that new obligation will come with more commandments and more stringent way of life, I would happily do it. At this time or even later, I'm old enough, whatever time will come, if she would accept, I would accept also to do the same. With this video, encourage other Bnei Noah in the world who feel are lonely. Loneliness is there, but you find joy when you learn Torah. When you learn Torah, it gives you hope. You realize that you are not alone. And you also learn that it's not about numbers only. It's about quality of study and practice of the 7 mitzvot of the children of Noah. Thank you.